Good morning and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out here. For those of you that we haven't met yet, I'm Sarah Hubrex, or Dr. Sarah, the course doctor, and I want to announce or introduce you to my summer series, which is gamifying learning for all of the entrepreneurs out there, small businesses, the course creators, course owners who are looking to increase engagement or increase results more. This is what this summer is going to be all about. And really, what strategies can we use to, right from the moment someone signs up, how can we get someone, a new participant, engaged so that they stick around and they continue to actually stay actively engaged in that course? So with this, it was a bit of a serendipitous moment when I enrolled in a free course. And let me share my screen here. And I'm actually going to take you through this process because this is a great example of incentivizing someone coming into a course. And I'm going to hit the record button just to save. Um, but this is a great way to incentivize people sharing your program, especially if you're working with a free course, you are offering a free webinar. There are strategies to get the numbers in here, just like with any funnels or any type of methodology you're using to get people engaged. There are going to be pros and cons for every single approach. And so this particular program that I'm going to walk you through, this onboarding and the incentivized onboarding, is using one for mass connections. They are really looking to, at least based on the take from a learning standpoint, it's about let's bring as many people in as we possibly can. Let's see what we can do with this new technology and let's go from there. I'm going to add the disclaimer right up front that this is utilizing a new technology. When you're incentivizing, when you're gamifying, if the technology isn't something you are comfortable with, that's okay. You don't have to use technology. And I'm going to share a couple hiccups that I've personally encountered on the learner side of this particular course. So there are issues with technology that you have to be prepared for, or let's call them nuances to working with technology that you want to account for and make sure that your team can actually support it if you choose to find a technology and move forward that direction. But you don't have to. And I'm just going to put in a little plug right now, but on June 26th, I did bump it back because I got caught up in this challenge here that I'm going to share with you. So on June 26th, I have a mini course opening up on the gamification of learning or gamifying learning. And it's 3 parts. It's going to introduce you to what exactly it means to gamify, what are the pros and cons and things to consider as you're trying to do it, how your course needs to be potentially restructured or how you can pull pieces out to gamify, and then actionable examples and ideas and strategizing that you can do for your courses to, depending on the purpose and what you're trying to accomplish with gamification. So that link will be put down in the comments that if you're interested in that, it's just a mini course designed to be done within 48 hours with some actionable takeaways that you can implement right away. And so without further ado, let me share my screen here. And I'm going to actually walk you through this. So if you're familiar with James Wedmore, this is his Rise to the Digital CEO course. It is a free course, and I'll put the scan code up here so you can actually still join, and it's completely free to you. I will once again add a little disclaimer. As you can see here, this is to my referral link for this. This competition ends today in 16 hours, 3 minutes, and 51 seconds if you're watching this live. But what ultimately happens here is there is a leaderboard, which we'll talk through this. So I'm going to head on over here, and the URL, if you prefer to type that in, is Hubrex, so HUBREX.com, and /2024 rise, and you hit enter for that. So you either can scan the code that's on your screen right now or head on over to hubrex.com/2024 RISE. This is it. If you've ever thought about going into the digital products or a digital course, or just adding a digital aspect to your business, or you already have a digital aspect to your business, this free course, absolutely amazing. There's actually 2 courses within it right now. The recordings from it finished up on Thursday, but the recordings are available through the week, so you can still come into it and check it out. And I would be ever so grateful to have the 100 points that you graciously are giving me by signing up for this if you so choose. But the nice thing, so if we go into here, I'm going to click on this. It's literally just, and I'll use my support email, so support@hubrex.com. If you make a note of that, if you choose to sign up for this, feel free to message me at support.com or support@hubrex.com, and I will gladly do an email consult if you're looking to gamify this, and we can go back and forth a few times. So I'm just going to hit the submit button. Before I do that, though, I do want to make a note, and this is one of those tech things that you have to really consider about what's the purpose for adding something like this? What's the purpose for gamifying this? Right now, it is truly just a name and email address, and there's no sort of gotcha type thing or anything. So this has its pluses and minuses. You're going to get as many people into the system as possible, but you're going to get as many people as you possibly can into the system without this, because when I click this, it's going to say thank you, and it's really great. He has an awesome little training that will pop up here talking about with a nice little video. So definitely take the time to watch it. It is what, 1:24. He introduces what this program is. I'm going to just head on over to my email. So it is a 2-part login process. So let me hit that and see if my email comes. And once I get the email, there will be a link inside of it for me to click to access the actual course space. And let's see how long with this. It typically, when I've been helping people online, it's within a minute or so, but let me scroll down and double check my junk box, make sure it didn't add in there for some reason. Nope, there we go. Let's see. So of course it's going to take a moment, isn't it? Because I'm signing up right here. So let's just go back in there. But what's going to happen, and I'll keep this open on my other screen, so when it comes in, we can do it. I'll just show you my space that I have right now. So this is my live one. When you get into this course space, you again, oh, here we go. The link just arrived. So let me pop that open. So this is what it looks like right now. And so when I click on this, the nice thing is this portal is set up where you don't have to have a password. It's all connected to your email address. This is what, like when in the education environment, whether the K-12 or higher ed, it's the single sign-on authorizations that they have. It's amazing. It's all tied to those email addresses. So it is about ensuring that it is a valid message. I'm going to click on this, or actually I'm going to copy my link so I can get into the incognito part of it and head on into this. And here we have it. So when I log into this, you'll see it has, and for those of you, I have to admit that I struggle with the idea of multiple logins, but there is a bit of a glitch, and I've been in communication with the team, and they know what's been happening, and they have been ever so gracious about it. But for some reason, I'm receiving points only for every 2, 3, or 4 logins that people do, because my community is so amazing. They follow up. And since I've worked with technology like this for so many years, I have my friends and former colleagues so well trained that they make sure they let me know if they're encountering problems. They send me their screen captures. It's really, it did my heart really good that they were willing to do that. And I was able to send that forward to the team. Because whenever you're working with the technology like this, that's automating something, it comes with, again, those nuances of the program. And so therefore, I know that I don't get the points every single time for some reason, so I don't feel too guilty here. But I personally, and this is one of those things you have to know, my students, if I'm giving them some sort of a challenge, if you are doing this for your people, in this particular case, people have multiple email accounts. People have access to creating new email accounts, and there are people that will do that. So you need to factor that in. You add that competitive nature, and people are going to find that gray area as to what's right and what's wrong. So since I know I'm not getting all of my points, it does sit in the back of my mind, but I'm less concerned about that at this point. So in here, over what I tell people to go check is to see what they did for me. And so now, as a person logging in here, I automatically received 50 points because I registered for this training. I could go out here, join the Facebook group, and I'm going to earn another 50 points. So this particular is incentivizing tasks instead of gamifying learning. But for an onboarding process, incentivizing the completion of tasks is amazing because otherwise, a lot of times people don't take the time to actually do this stuff. There are some qualifier things to factor in with this, but I loved this personally. And as you can tell, I got hooked. I mean, to the point where I am reaching out to my friends. And today this is my Facebook post because we're down to 12 hours. And then let me turn the sound off. On the right-hand side here, with the help of my Claude AI, we've been getting a little creative with my reach outs to my friends to have them join and support me on this. So it's been a lot of fun. Each day I've had different posts and created from that. But that is what's going to end up happening when we are incentivizing tasks. So let me find this back here. Here we go. And if you missed it again, let me put that QR code off on the right here, just in case you haven't clicked into it. Again, today only, because it's in however many hours this just said, this competition does end. So 15 hours now. So we are getting down to the wire. And let me refresh this and see if my 100 points, no, they must not have registered. So it's all good. At this point, I have accepted any prize will be an amazing prize because James and his team are being so generous with this all. So, and I'm just having fun, and it just was such an amazing moment to encounter a incentivized, gamified type situation that I can share with all of you as a kickoff to my initiative that I was planning to kick off tomorrow. So totally perfect that way. So again, scrolling down, for referring, this is definitely the 100 points. Now, something to think about with that as well. During the VIP session, I know that James shared they are up in the high 5-digit numbers for people reached, and I don't recall what it is, and it's his exact number to share. But it's amazing that that many people have enrolled. Again, it's in that upper part of those 5-digit numbers that he has enrolled in this particular course. Are all of those people viable potential clients that are going to actually enroll in the next course? Maybe, maybe not. I know for myself, some of my supporters that I have have actually enrolled, they're not necessarily going to move forward. They may end up watching these recordings because this is a space that I work in. So they're curious about what I do as a former academic. They still don't understand why I left academics to support people outside of academics with their courses and up-leveling that. So this gives them that sense and an introduction to what it is I actually do, which I appreciate. But the number of people that are going to be serious about it, you have to bring that percentage down. So keeping in mind when you're doing a blanket referral like this, that is something that has to be accounted for. Going down from there, you can see you enroll in the VIP process back at the beginning of the training before it went live, and you receive 250 points. So there was an incentive to invest in that VIP process. The workbooks, you get points for that. Watching the trainings live versus the replays, you got certain points. And I don't know, this was one thing that I keep meaning to share with the team when I message them, but it's not clear here whether or not you get both points. I can tell you, at least for my account, I didn't for watching the replay, which I've watched multiple times, especially that first one. I didn't get those points. I attended live, and so the replay, for whatever reason, I don't know if I was supposed to. So that is definitely a recommendation I would make to the providers or the creators of this tool of if it's an either or, we should be making that note. So if you're going to receive only the live stuff, that should be chunked, and then the replay stuff, and it should be clearly noted that you're only going to receive one or the other, especially when down here you get bonus points if you attend all 3 sessions live or if you watch all 3 replays, which again, I didn't get the replay points, which again is fine at this stage. But it should have been articulated in here. And that is something when we are doing these kinds of things, if it's not crystal clear as to how the points are factored in and how they're going to come or go or not happen, it does matter, especially when your rewards for this are big. The first place person is going to get a VIP experience and get into the coaching program with a free seat. I mean, how amazing is that? So of course, people are sitting here pushing to get people enrolled to bump them up, because once you complete all of these tasks, the only way that you can earn those extra points to get you up further is by sharing with more and more people. Hence the reason, please do come out here, take that screen capture here, and please give me the 100 points for your generous time. I can tell you it took less than 5 minutes. My mother assisted me with that. And between me typing in the form stuff for her and then her going through all the processes, it was 2-3 minutes for my mother to do it. And she is not extremely tech savvy. So that is one of the things as well. I personally have been spending a lot of time supporting people with the enrollment process. Some weren't getting their email addresses. As I mentioned, my wonderful friends, one was using an iCloud account, never received the emails to log into the course. So either their email account or the URL is not on the whitelist, or maybe it's on the blacklist, I don't know. But for some reason, an iCloud email address did not work. It's just part of the process. It's part of the testing. It's things to consider. Going from there, let's go into the course. Again, with this gamification, this literally is incentivization of tasks. Wonderful way to help people get into the course and going from there. I mentioned earlier that on the 26th, I have a course launching. We dive into the learning aspect of it. So while yes, incentivizing tasks is a great first step, that's almost like the first levels. When you're thinking about gamifying any of those of you that play games, Mario Kart, there were different levels. You go through the entire first scene. Once you hit a certain point, you complete all those tasks, you up leveled. Same thing can happen here. So you set up a track for the onboarding where it's just literally incentivizing this onboarding process. You maybe have an intake form. You are going through with that. You give them bonus points if they go to the extreme with that, or if they do a secondary task. You give them opportunities in order to get them completing your onboarding task. It gets them engaged, it gets them motivated. It's going to make them want to complete everything quickly. So you have to have the stuff there and prepared for them, because they're not going to want to wait around, especially if there's points. This is where not having it tool-based is actually an advantage. So in this case, every time I got points, I can watch my score up here that on my account, where I can see, okay, yeah, this person just told me they logged in. I go check it out. Yep, I got my 100 points. No, I don't have my 100 points. But it's real time. And if there's glitches within your system, you may want to work with your tech provider to only update it at XYZ time each day. That way, then your team isn't getting those instant messages. But at the same time, you have to have that documentation. You have to be prepared to show people what they got their points for or not, and be able to track that. I right now, and this is why, again, I'm not concerned about this extra one, because I know for a fact from my friends and my people that I've enrolled that I'm not getting all those points. But not everybody has experience implementing tools like I have, so they don't know, and they may or may not even be tracking it. But it does need to have that accountability, especially if you're going to be tossing in some really nice prizes for things like this. So a couple things to factor into that. Once again, it's truly just that taskless completion. So with that, I think that's a great way to kick this off, a little bit unofficially here today, but I wanted to come on, and again, it's really kind of a plea for support, and hopefully check this out because it's such an amazing resource. The videos, so if you go into the replay section, the videos are here. You can watch the entire replay. If you go into the Facebook group, they have posted a condensed, because in these live videos, he went for like 3 hours. It reminded me of my K-12 teaching days where you didn't have breaks. I don't know how the man did that, but kudos to him because he gave it all during the entire training. So it is 100% worth watching the replays and just going through this course while it's freely available yet. And then there also is in the resource area, and again, this goes away after next week if you don't have the VIP, but there's also this Your First 100 Leads mini course. You get the live recordings because that was run back in April. So the live recordings of the extra support are available in here. But if you go to their website, it's my understanding you can actually sign up for that free First 100 Leads. It is a amazing course. There are other places where I've seen people charging $1,000 for less than what he is giving away for free in this mini course. So that as well, getting in here, clicking on this to get to that, huge, huge asset right there if you are in the digital business space. So still time to enroll, check this all out here this week. Get yourself thinking about how can you incentivize engagement in your courses. Again, if you choose to do this and enroll and help me earn those 100 points, all you got to do is go to my LinkedIn account, DM me, go to support@hubrex.com, let me know that you did this, and we can go back and I will give a free email-based support or DM-based support for strategizing ways you can start gamifying or incentivizing your courses as well. So again, on this amazing Sunday, which I know here in Ohio, we've got a little heat wave starting to come in today, but I wanted to come on and just share this amazing opportunity, as well as just unofficially kick off what I am so excited to start sharing tomorrow on my feed is my gamifying learning with an emphasis on the results and how we can ensure that we are getting more testimonies sooner within our courses, how we can keep our participants more actively engaged through the gamification of learning. Because the key thing is, it's not just these incentivized tasks, it's actual learning that we are going to be focusing on. So if you go out to thecoursedoctor.com, right up here on the top, if you click on that, you can go ahead and enroll in this 100% free. Again, it's designed to be a 48-hour time block where you go through these modules, and there are the 3 of them, one focusing on what gamification is, what does it mean to actually gamify learning, and then there are going to be at least a minimum of 3 strategies, but I can tell you already there's more than that in there, where you can actually start engaging on the learning side. So please, it is a free course. Go ahead and just check this on out absolutely free, and you do create your login right off the bat. So I hope to see you in the gamified course or gamifying learning course that kicks off again June 26th. Start watching my feed for the flow of stuff. If you are a YouTube person, out on my YouTube channel here, the First Aid Station, I will be starting to have more and more of the content out here as well. So thank you so much for joining me here. I'm going to stop sharing this. It's a true pleasure to kick this off. And again, please go enjoy some of this amazing weather here, at least here in Ohio, and come again.